Okay, I think that's the best lighting we can do today, so let's just deal with it. Hey guys, today I am back doing my last video for 2016, and I'm going to be talking about all of my favorites from the past year. 2016 has not been that great of a year, but I think that it's important to highlight the good things, and even though we acknowledge and know about the negative things and try to fix them, we do hold on to the good things about life. So that's what I wanted to focus on for this video today, and looking back on my favorite things from this past year. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I loved about this year that really got me pumped for 2016 was cutting off all of my hair. Honestly, I think this is one of the best decisions I've ever made because I think that it suits me a lot better than my long hair did. I love how easy it is to maintain. I just really like it, and it's literally one of my favorite things of all time that I've ever done. So this is definitely going to be number one, and it was actually at the beginning of last year, so that's also very exciting. So it's been an entire year, guys, an entire year since I cut off all my hair. Pretty cool. I don't know how to end that. Okay. The other thing that I really got into and that became one of my favorite things during 2016 was art, which sounds weird because if anybody has ever known me or if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know that I'm a pretty art-centric person. I enjoy art in all kinds of different forms, but it was this year that I really got into watching a lot of other artists on YouTube and watching people on Instagram and Tumblr and that kind of thing, and particularly with digital art, watercolor, and certain traditional art like more anime cartoon style of art. And I don't know what made me kind of get into that. It could have been fan art, it could have been whatever, but I really got into it this year. In fact, one of the things that I got for Christmas was a beginner's like digital art pad because I wanted to start it, I wanted to try it out, so that's hopefully something that will become a thing in 2017 that I can show you guys, but it's just become such a big part of my life, and I'm really, I don't know, I'm really glad that I found it. It was really cool. Another thing that I really liked this year was something that I shared with you guys, and that was going to Harry Potter World with my two best friends. Like, they're great and I love them so much, and going to the one in California was really amazing in so many ways for someone who really has loved the films for their whole life and really loves the books. And one day I would really love to go to the one in Florida, but for right now this is good enough, and it was one of my favorite things. So if you haven't seen that vlog, I will link it down below so that you can watch it after this video is done. Another one of the things that I got into during this year that relates more to YouTube was BookTube. That's basically the side of YouTube where a bunch of people review books, talk about books, and you know, do all that kind of stuff. It was something that I really got into during this year, and I subscribe to a bunch of people who are in the BookTube branch of YouTube, I guess you could call it. And that's why I started Library Checkout. It's because I kept watching these people and I was like, this is so cool, and I love to read books, like I could do this same thing. So that was really the whole inspiration behind it, and it was just something that I thought was really cool because it's nice to be able to find another community of people that like shares the love of books that I have and that kind of thing. Continuing on with books really quickly, one of the things that I really got into, and it's one of my favorite things to have ever discovered and gotten into, was manga. Because of school and how little time I had, I couldn't read full books like I was used to, and so I figured like these were all animes that I wanted to watch and wanted to get into, and hey, if I read the manga first, then I can watch the anime and compare, and I could be like one of those people. But I ended up getting just really into mangas in general, and I really like them. I think they're really cool, and you get so much more of the story than you would in the regular anime. So that was just something that I absolutely loved about this year, and it was one of my favorite things to get into, and I'm gonna ruin my life, aren't I? Continuing on with the YouTube branch, two people that I really got into during this year. Last year was Dan and Phil, and trust me, Dan and Phil are still going unbelievably strong, but I really got into watching Thomas Sanders and Dodie Clark during this year. I don't know, they're just awesome people, and they're so vastly different people, that like small group, but like they're all special and cool in their own unique way, and they're talented and funny, and I love them so much, and I just really got into them during this year, and I'm so happy I did, because some of my favorite songs are Dodie's songs, and I love Thomas and how sweet and funny he is, and I love them so much. During this year, I have been revamping my room. As you could tell, the walls are different. My poster wall, my bed, everything in here is different and it's new. And this is one of my favorite things about this year because it's what I want it to look like. Like, it's everything that I could have ever asked for in a room, except for like obviously just cleaning out the last couple of things that, you know, I don't want in here. But other than that, like, it's pretty much there and I love being in this room. I love this room so much. I'm just really happy with how everything turned out. So this is one of my favorite things as well. Another thing that I really just grew to love a little bit too much during 2016 was Gilmore Girls. Honestly though, I didn't like Gilmore Girls. What the hell is that noise? Is the camera pick? I'm just gonna leave that alone and we'll finish the video. So I didn't really like Gilmore Girls when it was playing or whenever I saw reruns of it because I didn't like the snappy dialogue, and every time I watched that I was just like, this is so unnatural. Like, why would people watch this show? I don't understand. And I only started to watch it because, fight me, Jared Padalecki, alright? I started watching Gilmore Girls because of Jared, and it's such a good show. Like, I actually ended up really liking it, and you kind of get past the weird dialogue because, first of all, it's intentionally there, but also like it just becomes part of what makes Gilmore Girls wonderful and great. I love that whole show. I think that it's wonderful. I don't like the 7th season. The revival was slightly disappointing. Other than that, it's such a great series. It's such a great show. Definitely watch it. Even if you watch it for Jared, even if you watch it for, I don't know, just because I tell you to, it's gonna be worth it. I promise. It's so good. Two more things that kind of relate to TV, entertainment, that kind of thing, are Yuri on Ice and Fruits Basket. They're animes. I don't think Yuri on Ice is a manga, but I started reading Fruits Basket as a manga, so we'll get into this in a second. But first of all, Yuri on Ice. I know, everybody talks about it, everybody loves it. Honestly, I can't blame them. I started watching it because I kept seeing everybody talk about it. I saw Dan and Phil talk about it, and I was like, I could do it with sports anime. I need something nice and light and fluffy. Sports animes aren't fluffy necessarily, but they're like just nice, light. They're not like super intense, dark animes, and so I was just like, this will be nice. And it's so good. It's so good. If you haven't watched it yet, just watch it. The full, I think, first season is already up, so you can just watch it and just kick back. It's so good. The romance is so good, and my heart hurts. Another reason why my heart hurts is Fruits Basket. Now, like I said, I was reading it as a manga, which I still am, but I was getting so into the manga that I was like, I need to watch the anime like right now. The thing is that it's only available on like Hulu and iTunes, and I didn't really want to pay for it, and I don't have a Hulu account. And so I watched the English dub, which anybody who watches anime, like 90% of the people, I think, or like 99% of the people think that the English dub is trash, which is most of the time true. But this one is actually pretty bearable, I think. The voices are just weird because they sound so much older than what the characters are supposed to be. I don't know, it doesn't fit the faces of them. Anyway, my point is, I've been watching it, I'm just like, my heart hurts. Another thing that I really got into, or that I at least really enjoyed and want to get more into during 2017, are bath bombs and this coffee mask that's from Lush. Guys, I never tried bath bombs before. I didn't really use a whole lot of Lush stuff before. I have been in there before, and I did try to buy a bath bomb once, but I'm not really a bath person, so I was like, I'm not gonna use this, like what the heck. So I decided that at the end of finals and for my birthday, I was gonna use a bath bomb, whatever. And so I did, and it was so nice. It smells like heaven, and then it leaves your skin like super soft. Granted, it did leave a lot of glitter in my tub, but like, it's so good. It's so good, and I love them so much, and I want to get more of them during 2017. Like, I can get like ones for holidays or for when I graduate from the college I'm currently in, and then moving on to another college. And then the coffee mask is something that I really love because, first of all, it smells amazing. But also it's been really helping my skin, and it's a much better natural, vegan, cruelty-free exfoliant because I've been using one from like Clinique, which I bought before I decided to really get into cruelty-free stuff, and Clinique is not. And so I'm glad that I don't have to use that anymore and that I can just use this coffee mask. And I'm gonna buy the bigger thing soon. I have only a little sample, but the sample goes such a long way. Like, you don't need a lot of it, which is the best part about that. I don't know, it's been such a saving grace, especially when I wear makeup and where I wear this much makeup, and after I like wash my face out, I can like put this on to kind of like help really get out everything and like clear out my skin. So it's good shit. It's good shit. And so the last thing that I'm gonna cover and talk about that is probably my favorite thing out of this entire year was my weekend at BurCon and Dapgoose with Alyssa. Because not only did I get to spend an entire 4 days with one of my favorite people, but I also got like the single best picture I've ever taken with one of my faves ever. I mean, come on. But I also got Dan to answer one of my questions, which I can now throw in the clip, so here we go.
The next question, coming from the depths of the goose, is how was Florida, Phil? Sorry, Dan, couldn't think of a duo question.
We've already...
Okay. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Natalie.
I mean, I'm just never getting over it. I mean, I just... Bye. It was such an incredible weekend, such a blessed weekend, and I loved it. I loved it so much. And if you have not seen that vlog either, I will link it down in the description box for you. Yeah, that made 2016 okay. So I think that is it for the favorites of this year. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I know that 2016 has been one hell of a year, but hopefully next year is better, or at least not as terrible. If you liked this video, then please do give it a thumbs up, and also leave a comment down below telling me what your favorite things about 2016 were. And if you want to see some more videos from me, then please do hit subscribe. Thank you again so much for watching, and until next year.